I eventually made the jump into the startup world, and that's where things kind of really took off for me as a senior engineer, working in different startups in the DC area.
How'd you go from like a Lockheed to like a Till? And I'm sure there's
Yeah.
a lot of learning experiences you had on your way to do that kind of transition.
Oh yeah, and a lot of failures. Basically, where I wanted to be, I wasn't equipped to get there, right? Like the skills
Uh-huh.
and the training that I needed to sort of like work in a startup environment, I just hadn't accumulated those. Spending a lot of times in the evenings and the weekends, I'd like leave my day job and then go home and do like what I considered my real job was like getting ready to move on. It's actually got my first mentor by completely bombing an interview. Every time I made a big jump, it was because someone saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. With David, a few days later, and he walked me through the mission and what Till was trying to accomplish. Um, and I believed him. I mean, it's one of those things where,
Yeah.
you know, someone pitches you something and you believe that they can do the thing that they say they want to do. The missing ingredient there was, you know, he and the other co-founders had a really strong background in real estate, and they knew the industry, they knew the players, but they needed someone who was sort of like in the product and tech world to kind of help bring that piece in and recruit great engineers and help them sort of like build out that organization. We know renters love this product, right? We know that landlords can benefit from this product. And so we're sort of past that stage. And so knowing that a thing works and then figuring out how to scale it is really, really exciting. And pretty early on in my career, it became more than just the tech or the programming, right? It was always about like, what's the actual problem I'm trying to solve? And so talking about tech in sort of like in the context of building a business or solving a real problem, that's the thing I'm really passionate about.
Mm.
Programming is still great. I still love it. I still get to do it a lot, but it's not really the thing that drives me. It's the problem I'm trying to solve. So Bite Back, as we like to say, provides a pathway of inclusive tech training that leads to living wage careers. So basically, we help people achieve advanced IT certifications, stuff like
Okay.
that, so they can go out and actually start working. Right? If one thing happened differently, I could have just lived a completely different life, and
Totally true.
not
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
had any of the opportunities or the blessings I have today. And so, and for me, it's all about like the numbers, playing the numbers. If I could like do one thing that, cost me literally nothing, but maybe a little bit of time or effort or sending an email
Hmm.
that can lead to something that changes someone else's life and puts them on a trajectory similar to mine, like that's a no brainer. We only have this one planet at this time. And I'm a really big fan of theoretical physics. So I'm kind of tracking the warp drive space as well.
Okay.
And it's just like the energy needs are just like kind of out there and insane. So maybe it's because I'm an adult approaching my 40s and I have kids now, and like
Yeah.
just my life is different. But this seems really important. And so I like the EV space, electric vehicles, and where it's
Yep.
going. I think a lot of people get confused where they say, "Oh, I want to work at a startup." Right, because it's cool to work at a startup. Like you get cool offices and you get to bring dogs in, and ping pong tables and all this other piece of advice as a sidebar. That stuff doesn't mean anything. So but at the very same time, those types of companies come with strings, right? It's like generally they're trying to grow really fast. You have to work a little bit harder in order to meet your goals, that sort of thing. And so a lot of times those lifestyles aren't as compatible as people think they are. People don't like the advice. Some people find it relieving. Um, but at the end of the day, unfortunately, no one really cares how hard you work. Um, it's about providing outcomes for people. Till is hiring. We're growing fast. A lot of people need help out here, and we're well positioned to do so. So feel free to reach out to me directly if you're looking for a job.